Yes, my friends, it's another Mercury retrograde, and it starts August 5th to August 28th. Hello and welcome. I'm Michelle Pellegrinelli from Michelle P's Astrology, and this is the week of Monday, July 29th to August 5th. Um, the goal of the weekly forecasts are so starting Monday, we're gonna go jump right into it. Mercury has already moved into Virgo. Virgo is Mercury's home sign. It's its exaltation. It's in its own term rulers. And some of you may know what that means, but that just gives it extra. It's in the best place possible for it to be. Um, it is going to be in the spot when it stations. It'll be at, I believe, 4 degrees. I may be off a degree or two, um, but then it'll go back into Leo. And when it goes back into Leo, right now it goes into went into an Earth sign, which is elements are pretty important. Earth sign's a little bit more obviously grounded. It's like Earth. Um, when it came out of Leo, which is a fire sign, fire is passionate. It's fiery. It can make you as passionate or as enraged at the same time. It has obviously very dual um, uh, definitions. So right now, while it is in Virgo, it's in its happy place. Um, it's very supportive. They're going to be right when it went into right when it went into Virgo, it trined Pluto, which is sitting at the very degree of Mercury of Aquarius, ready to go back into Capricorn. But the supportive trine from Pluto to Mercury is going to give you a little bit. I mean, there's a little bit more power, or people talk about it, transformation, death and rebirth a lot of times for Pluto. But with this, I feel like that it gives it more of a power behind what we're feeling, what we're sensing. We have Mercury right now is in a square to Mars in with Jupiter, which likes to bring all the abundance, but Mars also, but it can amplify. But Mars is also in Gemini sign, which is in Gemini, which is Virgo sign, which will be answering to Virgo. So it's going to be more of what do you want? How do you want to make this work? How you're going to do it in Mercurial? It's going to be very thought provoking. It's going to be very thought out, very strategic. And now that Virgo is at its very, at its place of its favorite place to be, this is when it can give you the best result. This runs through Wednesday, Thursday. It runs through Thursday, and then we see Thursday come where full Mercury, where the Mercury ruling Mars sitting co-present with Jupiter in Gemini. There may be two stories that maybe come out. Usually Gemini, and of course Mercury ruled sign has usually two sides to a lot of things. You'll always feel like you have to do things twice. I'm sure everyone's heard this before. But right now, whatever stories Mars wants to tell, Virgo's in its own sign saying there's only one side to that story that really sounds that works. And then that brings us to Thursday, where Venus is squaring Uranus. Uranus is the sign of disruption, of upheavals, and it's having an argument with Venus. So, in the sign of Leo. So, if you think of this, would be more of an upheaval, but yet dramatic, and it's very. Think of a stage presence. It's going to be noticed. It'll be noticed in if it's not in your world, if it doesn't hit your chart, it will hit someone or something close to you that you will recognize, you will see. Um, if you so this brings us to the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, coming up into our new moon. Starting with Friday, we have getting prepped for our Mercury retrograde, which is what I'm going to be doing. It starts the moon, it's in a working aspect with Saturn. So this is what brings me to the point I'm trying to say is why we will want to work over the weekend. This is the things that we're going to be looking at, and the things that we have that we everyone knows Mercury retrograde. If they don't, it's like communication blocks, miscommunications, sending the wrong contracts, signing the wrong things, having to do things twice. There's many things that usually it's a course correction is what I use it for. I don't mind, besides the couple snafus about with the Mercury retrogrades, I use it as a time for me to go over what I want to critique. If I have my procrastination list gets smaller, um, and such. But that'll actually give you a head start on the next upcoming weeks, which will be tough. I will probably tough with in the communication. Everything's going to be going. Everything's going to be a little bit snafu. Nobody does not know somewhat corner of the world of what's happening. So we do know that communication and the lack of it um, has been a challenge. So try to keep yourself in your lane, keep the side of the street clean, and this way will you can be organized with how you feel, what you say, and how you want to see your future, pretty much. So Saturday, one thing is the moon does oppose Pluto. Yes, the moon moves from Cancer to Leo. So in Leo, it is going to be opposing Pluto. What happens when it can be a power struggle. It can be your comfort zone, the moon being your comfort zone of what brings you comfort and safety and joy, is now being opposed by Pluto, which is a planet of power, of, like I said, transformation, things that have been laying dormant, low, deep inside us, have maybe slowly creeping out to be dealt with, or for healing, always healing purposes, is why we like to use the astrology to make it a simple situation. Like if a Mercury goes retrograde, how can we make our effects from it easier, less disturbing? Can we work with it and not against it? And if you think of fire and air, um, moon is going to be in Leo, which is a fire sign, and Pluto is in air. Pluto is going to be giving all of the air to that heated up moon that is going to be likes to be in more of a watery nocturnal sign. So anyway, try to keep your tempers at bay and your excitement and passion in balance with patience and perseverance. And I will see you next week. I hope you have a great weekend. Happy August. Happy Leos. Happy birthday, Leos.